sec. I just realized we weren't recording. Okay, now we are.
Ah,
There was a group hug.
Yeah, they're as
Person-
accurate as I can make them.
okay.
Sorry if I keep talking every day and you're really quiet, so I can't I don't hear you until you start talking. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I literally just wanted to say there was a group hug, and Purser hated it. I just wanted that
Yes.
recorded for
Yeah,
posterity's sake.
He
that's
looked
We
like he
decided
hated
that
it.
we'd also discussed sharing one Mima since people did not have
There's a
Mimas.
lot of Mima to go around. Mima is a memorable character.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you're off to the fantastic city of Karakos. Yeah, be an interesting journey. Um, but yeah, if you guys are heading out, you're definitely gonna want to get camping supplies, um, and just generally handle anything you want to handle before you leave.
Yeah, I will tell my sisters I'm going to be gone probably for at least a couple weeks. Don't leave the settlement.
There's definitely
Emphasis
some
on
grumbling, but
every single word.
I get that. Yeah, I get it. The from the tween ones and the early teens, there's some grumbling about that, but not any open argument, which would be the red flag. Nobody's
Right.
actually arguing. They're just pissy because they don't like being here in general, which is fair.
If he tells him that, like, out in the open where Purser can, like, overhear, he will quietly tell a Redemptor to keep an eye on them.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you can Redemptor. Okay, fair enough.
Well, horses don't do well on boats.
They could, but yeah, that's fair.
Horses can swim.
Very
They
well.
can't outswim a crocodile.
Well, anyways, so yeah, as you guys are just getting ready, pick is I imagine everyone's going to like their home tents to pick out things that they're bringing. Pick, are
Mhm.
you doing
Yeah.
so? Yeah.
Yep.
So,
She doesn't have a lot that she doesn't carry, but
I did want to ask you something. What have you been doing with the sunset carver egg that you took?
Uh-oh.
I completely forgot about that.
so did I. Well, she was carrying it around to keep it warm.
Okay, all right.
Um,
Because in
but
that
once she got
case,
a
it is
nest,
starting
she
to
might have.
crack. Yeah.
Oh, so she just looks at like the wrappings and keeping it close and is like, she didn't plan for anything actually happening with it, and then is like, sets it down in her nest and just waits with it, and like, I guess she watches. She's not gonna rush it along, but she'll just be like, if it starts moving, she'll take it out, set it down, and look at it like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, it squeaks and is rocking back and forth, and after a couple minutes, the cracks cross its surface, and it is pushed open to reveal a tiny, kind of ugly carver. It doesn't have any of its feathers yet, and its bright red skin and overly large yellow eyes make it look more than a bit, we'll say, comedic. Um, but it chirps and looks at you, snapping the air, hopefully.
she's gonna. If she's got any, she's probably gonna have to go hunt for it. So she might try and wrap it up again to see if it'll stay close to her, like if it'll get in the, like make a sling to put it on the front.
It's really hungry. Give me an animal handling check.
All right. It's bitey.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to. Um, we'll say you had like some bits, one or two little pieces of dried something left from the training you just had to do because you did have to hunt a lot during that.
Yeah.
And you could give it little tiny bits of basically jerky, which it does surprisingly well with, given that it's just hatched. Its little serrated jaws shred the meat pretty quickly, and it seems at least willing to wait for more.
Okay. She'll go out and hunt some variety of meat for it. Probably, hopefully, not another carver. She's not going to encourage cannibalism this early in its life.
Um, this is gonna take a little while for hunting. Are you gonna tell the party what's going on? Or-
Yeah, she might just bring it to them, like, and then just like hold it up and just look at them expectantly. Whoever she finds first.
Okay.
I think who lived close to her? It was.
Let me
I
put
think
down
it
the
was me.
map. There we go.
Yeah, me.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's the tent can be there or just the outlines of the house. There's probably she probably has some of the family at least looking over it pretty regular or just wistfully looking at it and waiting for when it's done. But yeah, it's pretty reasonable to say that that what-
Like
Yeah.
a feral cat dropping off its
she's there.
kitten. She
Yeah,
just
yeah.
comes over and looks at them expectantly
Shayla.
and holds it up to them and
What
is
is
like,
this?
baby carver? Chick. I have
Oh,
to feed. I got to go hunt for it.
is it gonna
That's
bite
okay.
me?
Maybe.
The
Oh,
Talos. There we go.
great.
I knew I'd get the name.
Just put in box. I will come
Okay.
back.
She's given this box and she's just like, okay, it's not even the weirdest thing Pick has ever done. So it's kind of
It's
like, all
it's
right.
squeaking and trying to get out of the box, pretty thoroughly.
Pick will try to pet it a lot and then like push it down, like sit.
You're barely able to keep it from biting you. As you hand it over, give me an animal handling check there, Satalis.
Oh boy. I
Here's a
mean,
box of angry thing.
okay.
You get
Not
several nips. You're able to keep it in the box, but these are they do break the skin pretty well. You get a couple good bites on your hands.
yeah, she's just like
Why, Pick? She's like, oh, it's a baby. It's for me. It's good.
yeah.
Angry jaws snap out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, in that case, just give me a survival check to see what you catch. Pick. Or no, you have a thing for that. What
I
is it?
do. It is Umber heritage. You have an excellent knowledge of not only your tribe's territory, but also the terrain and natural resources of the rest of the islands.
Mhm.
You're familiar enough with any wilderness area that you find twice as much food and water as you normally would when you forage. Additionally, there you go. Thanks.
Okay, so it's not auto success, it's just you find more. So give me a survival check. I would say with advantage. Hey, there you go. So you actually bring down, let's think here. I would say a like full-sized hog. Like you're able to a pretty um a pretty mean feral hog or well, just pig. Um and it's tricky to get it back, but you're able to. And yeah, this will definitely feed your little one and like 5 or 6 people for a night or so if you want it to. What's
She'll
everybody else doing while this is happening?
I'm waiting for her to come back.
Right, I
Okay,
know you two are, but I'm
you
wondering what scene everyone else will walk in on when they're done.
wait. So she had to go out and get a pig in order to feed this tiny little dinosaur.
No, she didn't. But she wanted to hunt, so I said okay.
I mean, I wanted to. I mean, obviously, Bemmy would want to help hunt, if that's
I
a
think this is
viable.
all very quick reactionary stuff for Pick. I think
yeah,
Pick's
she's
like,
just like, oh shit.
I'm a mom. Here, hold this. I'll go do stuff.
Uh,
um.
Bemmy would talk to it.
Okay, so you've kind of wandered over to see what's going on with Satalis, and you see her struggling with this angry box.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely something you could do. I'm assuming you're using magic to talk to it, not just talking to it
Yes.
in
Yeah.
Bemi to
Yeah.
speak. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're willing to do the thing, then are what do you want to say to this ravenous little monstrosity?
little buddy, it's okay. Don't worry. We're gonna get you all fixed up.
We're
And I really hope
really
in my heart,
hungry.
it's okay. We're gonna get you food.
I want
Your
food
mama's gonna
now.
come and get you food. But I know, but you gotta be patient. It's hard when the tumblies are grumblings, but it's gonna get taken care of. Don't you worry. It's all right. Want to play a game while we wait?
Well, eaten. This one doesn't taste good, but it is food. And it's trying
Hey!
desperately to bite more at Alice's hands.
No, no, no. Don't bite. Don't bite her. We don't bite friends. Celia is a friend. Purser is a friend. I'm a friend. Your mama, who's going out to get you foods, she's definitely your friend. We don't want to eat friends.
You're not sure how much it's picking up. It's doing that toddler thing where it's kind of sulking, but yeah, it's mollified in that it's not at least actively trying to burst out of the box anymore.
I truly hope in my heart of hearts that I'm talking to this thing and everyone just hears me going, yeah. Like,
It's up to you. Um, but
Yeah, Purser's just spending the time preparing spell components and just rolls his eyes when he sees the shenanigans.
yeah, you walk back like your pack's fully set. You're all together, and you walk back and see that like for some reason they have this ugly little red monster that's trying to Bemmy is squeaking at. Ludger, what are you doing?
Ludger pretty much wisely determines that he wants nothing to do with us and is just doing basic prep stuff for, considering he's about to wander through a jungle for, like, probably days on end.
Oh, easily days on. Yeah, this is a good distance. This is like 180 miles roughly. So yeah, this is gonna be a while. So, but it's not all through screaming wilderness. There are, well, were at one point, probably still are settlements along the way. So, uh, actually, that fits perfectly. Yes, there's zipping of backpacks, things like that. And yeah, so pick you could processing all of this and curing it and like keeping it with you for a while would be tricky, but you could easily trade this fresh animal for some like roughly the equivalent amount, maybe a little less of dried like jerky to continue to feed your new friend baby thing.
Yeah, she'll trade for it, but she did want to feed it fresh as best she could, and she might hunt for it most days, but she'll trade to get some backups. And it's good supplies for all of them anyway, so she'll just bring it
Yeah,
back and be like,
jerky is jerky. Yeah.
feed it some fresh as best she can until it's full.
Yeah, it seems to really like the meat around the face, eyes, things like that.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
That doesn't bother her at all. She's just like gives it eyeball, like, good,
yeah.
eat.
Are we taking this creature with us?
Just
Why
looks
do
at
you say
him,
it like that?
tilts head. Yes. Makes a little sling and puts it in the sling, or puts it
Yeah,
back in the little sling.
it's like covered in blood. Like you need to basically towel it off before it.
Ah,
As Percy said that, it was like slashing the face to ribbons on this page.
excellent. Yeah, she'll clean it. If it
Okay.
fights her, she just like grabs its little face and is like, stop. And then makes it sit still to be cleaned best
Yeah,
she can.
it's willing to tolerate that for now at least. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So you have a tiny sunset carver with you now. And yeah, as you're all getting packed and probably while you were waiting for Pick, like just as she's coming back with this enormous pig, a bunch of hunters come out or at least guys who Bemmy you wouldn't call them proper hunters, but they're learning. Um, they're getting ready to prep the body, clean it, all that. You guys do see uh Roslyn or Ostrin jogging towards you, waving her hand and trying to get your attention. Oh, excuse me, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody ignore her. Just walk away. Nothing good can come from this.
Uh-huh.
What
Well,
can we do
that's
for you, Miss
a
Eroston?
bit rude. Yes, well, you look like you're headed out. And I was it occurred to me that uh, I, I haven't actually seen the spell shard that we found in, well, the ruin isn't exactly correct in this case, but the structure over there, the still intact. I don't need anything like treasure or spells. I know adventurers live for such things. But I was hoping you'd found a record from the giant inhabitants themselves. Even a simple tax record would be invaluable for my studies.
There are some fragmentary records. I shall make copies for you as soon as I can.
Wonderful. Wonder is like fragmentary of what records or
Ah,
is it a names of areas or things like
a
that?
journal of some description.
A journal, like an actual written by one of the giants?
Indeed, one of their arcanists, I assume.
Wonderful. This kind of thing is enough to make an entire career back in Morgrave. Not that I'm going to stop here, but I think the relative isolation of the islands makes them perfect for fighting things like this. Stormreach may be thriving, but it's still too close to pirate roots for my tastes. And given the so-called madness of crowds, since that shouldn't be active on the islands anymore, I think New Sire should surpass Stormreach within our lifetimes.
One can only hope. Is there anything else?
Um,
We really must be going.
right. Oh, the governess wanted to speak with you, I think. Technically, that's why I was here. She said I should go get you, but I figured this should probably take priority. Wonderful. Yeah, when will I get those? The copy?
I'll prepare them on our journey, and you will have them on our return.
Ah, all right. Well, that's fair. She loses some of
Okay,
her enthusiasm.
okay. I do apologize. I thought she was about to insist that she come along. Uh,
That was perfectly in character. That was perfect thing for an in character response anyways.
Yeah.
Like, the last time you got involved with her, you nearly died in an insane tomb or whatever it was. Uh, um, but yeah, if you go to visit the governess, which you could, or you could just leave. She owes you, if anything.
Did she say what she wanted?
Hmm? Oh, something, some type of. Uh, I don't know, to be honest. I was kind of focused on getting the copy of that
Yeah,
journal.
I'll go. I need to get a bandage anyway. I'll be right back, guys.
I will, of course, go to meet the governess.
Oh,
Would not
good.
would not do for someone in my standing to ignore such a summons.
Pickett
Sure.
shrugs and goes back to petting her tiny bird, like it is within my standing.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
I'll go with Purser.
Okay. Um, yeah, so whoever wants to go, you see the governess is outside her tent, um, like kind of mopping her brow and just looking exhausted, and says, "Oh, hello there. Good, you're here. I was a little concerned. Um, about what? Well, good, you're here. So I've heard that you've been acquiring supplies. Might I ask where you're going?"
We are tending family matters of our native allies. They have been summoned to various ends.
Oh, uh, good. Action. Okay. I was a little nervous about you leaving. You folks have been quite helpful. But are you heading south by any chance?
Indeed.
That does match up, as apparently that's where most of the folk on the island are. Um, so I was wondering if you could handle something that I've been trying to address since I arrived.
Of course.
Well, while the initial exploration team did make contact with some of the natives of the island, we haven't had much contact with the Southern Drow uh, groups since then. I understand that they practice some farming, and uh, well, ideally they would have useful crops or animals that we could trade for, um, just things like that. Would you be willing to act as Mishann's representatives and sort of open a dialogue with any other settlements you encounter as you head that way?
I would be delighted to.
Well, all of you, but yes, that as a group. But um, as she kind of got a knowing look from the guard captain slash sheriff or whatever she calls herself, who trained you,
Hmm.
Purser. So she added that quick addendum.
We will
Well,
be
uh,
happy to assist.
well, thank the sovereigns. I've been dreading having to fund an expedition just for this. If you manage to get some local trading partners, I will make sure to reward all of you properly.
Thank you. We're gonna head out before we lose any more of the day.
Um, that's fair. Best of luck. Oh, and I forgot. Oh no, I did forget music. I'm deliberately not doing music. Okay, sorry. Okay, so
Telling you,
yeah,
copyright free stuff.
yeah. Does anyone
We
want
just use
to?
jungle sounds.
Does anyone want to do anything else before you head out?
Nope.
No. Purser has no
Uh,
further plans.
Provided we have collected all the necessary supplies that we need to travel, then no.
Yeah, I would say, Bemi, you know that you moved at a decent pace, but you weren't hurrying. You were stopping to look at stuff and try and talk with people when they were willing to talk with you. Uh, it did take you about 16 or about 14, 15 days, somewhere in that range to get here. Um, so that's about how much you would need for all of you. But you could
Okay.
easily gather that up, and if everyone's willing to share some of the load, you could carry that
Yeah,
without too much of an issue.
All right.
definitely.
Pick is going to get that silver necklace from her nest and go give it to Sitalis before they leave and be
Ugh!
like, for sisters to pay
To pay
if they
for
need
what?
anything they need. I don't know. It
And this
might
thing
be
never got
value.
smaller,
Nope, it's not
right?
magic. It's just a lot of silver.
Okay, so what
It's
I
like a
will say
jump
is
rope
pick.
silver chain.
Um, this is very generous of you. Uh, they should be fine, but I will tell my oldest sister where it is in your nest rather than they have to keep track of it. How does that sound?
Nods.
So I go put it in the nest. I help her take it back to the nest, and then I'll tell Suniker, like, I don't know why you would need to pay for anything, but if you do, this is where you can get some silver. But
Yeah,
try not to mess with anything in the nest, please. Other than that.
she looks, glad to hear it, but she does kind of just give you a bit of a frown. Where would we s- where
I
would we
don't.
trade? Where would we buy anything?
Pick
Everything's.
was just, being very nice. And
I know she was. It's just really frustrating. She was getting ready to go to a decent school with all this. Like she was hoping to end up at least affiliated with one of Canada's businesses. So this has been
I
trying for
mean, I will say this. If you feel like she would go back, by all means.
her. I don't think any of them would leave you, at least from the descriptions I've got, and especially
Mhm.
given going back there involves a lot of stuff. They can either choose to completely cut themselves off from the community or have to deal with a lot of shenanigans. So
Mhm.
they would stick with you. But
Okay.
yeah. So as you guys set out, it's a relatively cool and dry day, likely not getting above 80 at any point. I will be using freedom units, by the way, as a rule. Um, Bemi and Pick, you both know that this is probably the best time to travel. Um, in the hotter summer months, it's rainy season, and the regular downpours can make even air travel difficult. When it really starts raining, it's just rough. It's part of why most people avoid traveling along the eastern coast of the island, which is always prone to rain regardless of the season. But right now, it should just, it should be. This is sort of the fall or winter season, sort of dry, cooler season. Um, but yeah, you would be able to commission or not commission, request a rowboat in order to set out on the river. Um, let's see. Okay, put you on the actual island map. And yeah, um, doing that. How many people? Let's see, rowboats. I actually have ship stats. How many people can a rowboat hold comfortably? 10. 2 crew, 2 passengers. I'd say a third if you're willing to like have to make some checks at disadvantage to avoid it sinking. Um,
Admittedly, Pick is very small.
I was like, Pick
you know
can't
what?
weigh that
Yeah,
much.
I would
She could even
say,
be a kite.
you know what? We'll throw Pick in for freebies.
Okay.
But any more people or any weight, it's gonna get hairy very quickly. But yeah, you guys could hop into this. It doesn't look bad, but it does look very rustic. This rowboat, we'll say. Um, as you all kind of like, as each person gets in, it sinks a little lower, and but it is still floating. uh, Bemi, go ahead and give me a water vehicles handling check, and we'll start off.
I'm sorry. Should there be like a particular attribute that I should use? Strength,
Mm,
dexterity, wisdom.
I would say in this particular instance, it's strength because there's a lot of weight in this. It's just maneuvering it by force, kind of.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Woo.
Okay, yeah, not bad.
All
You
right.
are, its work is a lot of work, but you're able to sort of set this up and push out into the waters. There's a couple terrifying moments where it wobbles, and very quickly you find yourselves drifting. I say drifting. You're going against the current, but it's not too bad. You're able to go up the river. Luckily, it's a wide enough river that the flow isn't super harsh. So you're able to go there, and um, it's a lovely day, especially out in the water like this. There's clouds of bugs that go of various kinds, so a lot of them landing to try and a lot of them landing to try and bite you, and then in turn being snapped up by like dragonflies about as long as your hand with pretty serious wingspans. Um, Things drift by underwater, barely seen, flashes of reflected scales and stuff, swarms of small fish, pretty sizable fish, um, and something kind of slithering through the water a good ways away. And yeah, I won't say relaxing, but it's definitely easier than walking.
Okay.
And this actually gives you guys ample time to discuss some things. Um, Bemi, you would think to talk about this because you had to have a talk from Meemaw about it. She had to try and explain them silly drow who don't live with her. And she said she told you some stuff about them. And Pick, once you hear him start talking, you can kind of fill in the occasional folksy saying here and there with another equally confusing saying. But between the two of them, you guys can get kind of a rundown on the so-called tribal drow, and basic manners, what they refer to themselves as, all that. Which I will not just lore dump all of this. I will make a little thing available for manners. But the long and short of it is, the tribal drow collectively refer to themselves as the uh, Volcoridal, or Scorpion nations slash folk. Their main cultural tie is that they all worship the scorpion god, Volcor, in its many forms. There are three main groups of these Volcori on the islands. There's the Naquala, or repairers, the Huntarkul, or blood hunters, and the Qualtar, or broken oath. The Naquala are the most common tribe, with the Hantarkul and Qualtar being, roughly tied for like a distant second place. They're both very nomadic and scattered out. Most of the settlements that you'll be visiting, or at least all the ones you're aware of, besides Pick's home village, I would say, are Naquala tribe settlements, and so they're probably what you should focus on. They tend to build permanent settlements, sometimes made around ancient ruins. They practice farming, animal husbandry, and are the most peaceful of the Volcori drow. They focus on primal magic above all else, and believe that their purpose is to heal or repair the shattered lands of Zendrik. Their tattoos are representative of the worst atrocities of Zendrik's history, excuse me, as a way of shouldering the burden of the land's pain. Like all Volcori, on the islands at least, the Naquala contribute to the Soul Banyan tree groves, or Soul Banyan groves, in the Soul's Light swamps in the center of the main island. And I'll make a manners thing accessible for you guys. Well, etiquette. Baby.
Just,
Purser.
Bemmy, tell me if I'm flirting with somebody and I absolutely don't mean to.
Oh, stop it. I'm flattered.
Oh my god.
What?
Nothing.
So,
Thank you, Bemmy.
Is it
in Mishann information, you guys should see uh, Volcorodal etiquette, which I'll read through, but you guys can look at it whenever you want. The name, as far as names, always use first names. Just only, ideally. With family names being given as a sign of highest trust. Don't freely give a family name unless you want to demonstrate that you're trying to place yourself as differential to the drow in question. Um, you're that last names, that's kind of a big deal to give that out. Uh, the tribes all place heavy emphasis on tattoos. They're made using scorpion venom to create pale tattoos that indicate gender, band, family, significant accomplishments to members of their nation. Designs and placement vary among the tribes, as do the decorations on the traditional scorpion shell clothing. Even if you don't know what a tattoo symbol or pattern means, which probably none of you will initially, asking about them is always going to be considered good manners. It's never going to hurt to ask, "Oh, what's that?"
Um, Real quick, and the ones that have the tattoos with the like atrocities and stuff, that's like we're talking about Bemi's tribe right now, right?
Me doesn't belong to any of the tribes, actually. Bemi's Meemaw doesn't have nothing to do with that, or them even stranger so-called civilized drow. So Bemi's Meemaw is kind of separate from it. So Bemi is.
Okay.
them crowds for the devil?
Yeah. Um,
Who's the devil?
The devil. Nothing.
Which
Never
one?
mind. Yes.
You, you get the feeling Bemi doesn't quite know what he's talking about.
I
Um,
have gotten that implication, yes.
but yeah, and one big thing that's completely universal across all the various tribes is how, like, it's bordering on offensive to almost everyone else. They are incredibly direct. Plainly stating your goals or desires at the beginning of a negotiation or interaction is that's just how you're supposed to interact. This can come off as rude. It isn't really meant to be offensive. It's just how the tribes prefer to interact. They find excessive courtesy to be ridiculous and tiring. Um, their their lives are sort of dictated by natural currents. They don't see none of them see the need to be particularly flowery with language or dancing around a point.
I want to
So
watch them interact with an elf from Arenal.
that would mostly involve stabbing, but yeah, uh, given that one was, still largely considered treasonous slave catchers, and the other side, you're the treasonous bastards who just left. So yeah, neither side likes the other one, like, at all. Um, but yeah, that's just a quick rundown of the manners. If you forget it or understandably zoned out when I was talking, it's right under Mishann information, just above the journal that you guys also have access to. Um, but yeah, you know that the first stop will be Gelrol, which theoretically you could probably make it in a day if you just stay on the water the entire time. But realistically, that's Bemi, you see pretty darn good in the dark, like before all the magic stuff. You avoided the water sources at night. It's kind of dangerous. Like, by Zendrick standards, the water gets a little more dangerous at night, especially around here. So, yeah, you could just stay floating down, and if you were out in the ocean, you could probably get away with it, but the rivers, there's some bad things that get active at night and that tend to hunt. So, um, you probably will want to sort of dock somewhere, and rest rather than just continue floating. But you could if you're willing to take that risk
No,
for half the travel time.
honestly, I think Bemi would be wise enough to, err on the side of caution because he's no stranger to all the things that live out here.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, you've seen, like, your ship would fit in the mouth of some of the things you've seen in this river.
yeah, yeah, we
So,
don't want that.
yeah, not ideal.
Mima wants to see us,
Yeah, of course.
and we
And
can't. She can't see us if we get it.
yeah, I mean, she does have a weird sense of humor about things. She has definitely laughed when at stories about people getting at before, but you want to see her, you'd be sad.
Yeah.
And if it
So,
helps in the decision, Purser is getting visibly anxious as it gets darker. Just like trying to peer out and see what's out there, jumping at every noise.
yeah, it's somehow the actual jungle being further away is making it more unsettling. Like, you're not in the depths of it, but like you can see the line of where it should theoretically be safe. And you do occasionally bump into things that, like, are not rocks, like bump into things that move. So that's probably not helping either. Um,
Um, I'm gonna say that during most of the like daylight hours, uh, you can definitely see that like in many ways Ludger's like guard kind of drops just because he is his experience in the trenches was primarily that the daytime is when you slept and relaxed. Nighttime was when you were on constant guard from like trench raiding parties and the like.
yeah, yeah, that's definitely the front you were on. That definitely could have been applicable. So yeah, that makes sense. And Yeah, it's getting to be evening when when something you see spot something up ahead. Um, but we are getting near the end of the hour. Yell, you said that you would probably need to leave after an hour. Do you think you can stay with
Let
us
me look.
longer, or are you?
It starts at. I can probably stay another hour. They pushed it back. It says it starts at 3 p.m. It is now 1
Oh,
p.m.
nice. Okay, so we'll it'll be a legitimate half session. If everybody's cool with that, I'd like to go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Cool, cool. All right. Yeah, you guys continue on, and what you spot up ahead, uh, even in the dry season, like I said, this is kind of stiflingly humid out on the water like this. Bemmy and Pick, y- privately, probably. I mean, I say probably because I don't know for either of you, but it does seem a little silly. Like, your friends aren't weak here, but how could these be? How could they have such a hard time with the weather? Like, it's really not that bad. It's a little humid out here. Everyone else, this is like awful. Only like a few parts of Corvair get this humid and just suffocatingly muggy. Um, but
This is like 90 degrees, 90% humidity.
yeah, it's like, and this is hot. Yeah. So,
I would also like to point out that Purser's like silver pyromancer uniform is a long coat
hmm
that he wears all the time.
with robes,
Hmm.
like some clerical touches. So,
If he looks
which
like he's wet, like leaking out of his pores, Pick will just weave together like as they weave, like fly over, grab some bronze and stuff, weave them together to make him a little fan, and just fan him for a while to show him like this is how you use this, and then push it into his hands.
So
we're gonna.
he'll.
You're actually reminding me of a Georgia experience. Um, you're so when you go to take the fan and wave it, like there's kind of a spray of moisture because as you were just like increasingly laying back in the boat, nervous and looking around, but just the heat is wilting you. Wherever your arms are just kind of resting, there is just a slow puddle forming under them as sweat like traces down your long sleeves and pours out the end. But yeah, you were saying, go ahead.
Purser.
Person,
What?
you were saying something before I interrupted.
Well, that was no.
No? Okay, fair enough.
I don't remember saying anything. Was
You
I?
were starting to say something, and I'd already started. Okay, fair enough.
I don't remember.
That's fine. But yeah, it is warm. Um, but you guys hear an unusually loud buzzing, as well as like the squawking of a much more normal sounding squawk of like birds. Um, Pick you do like your your baby squirms a little bit and like sticks its head out and looks, it's enormous relative to its body size. Eyes like swiveling around as it sniffs the air and is trying to figure out what's going on, making all the noise. And yeah, the river kind of just you drift towards something that's happening on the side of the riverbank. You see the sprawled out form of a pretty large legless crocodile. It seems to be beached up along the edge of the river. Next to it is a rather novel sight for some of you, a reptilian-looking humanoid that uh, Bemmy and Pick you recognize, both of you. Uh, Pick, you've heard about them, and Bemmy, they were in your teachings. Um, this is one of the uh, Ara Sihai, or Children of the Sun in their speech, aka lizard folk. They're the folk that live primarily on the outer islands, with the majority of them living on Amulton. This particular lizard folk looks badly injured and is not moving. Gathered around both lizard folk and this beached legless crocodile are 3 fairly normal-looking vultures and 2 like huge ones, um, and 5 absolutely enormous flies who are unlike the vultures who are just kind of standing around watching, squabbling occasionally. The flies are crawling forward, occasionally trying to nip at the crocodile and lizard folk rather than wait. Body of one of these flies, bit in half, is near the crocodile's mouth, testifying to the riskiness of that strategy. Um, vultures, despite their relative size advantage, are mostly squawking at the flies, upset that the insects may take all of the future bounty. And yeah, I'll put some images up, but what do you guys want to do?
So, is this lizard folk like visibly a person? Is obvious?
Yes, and it's close enough to like Dragonborn, which you have heard about, that this is not a completely foreign concept. That this could be a person.
Yeah,
Ari
there's.
say hi. How do you pronounce what they are? Ari say hi.
Oh, here I will put it up. Sec, that is his friend. Okay.
So, legless crocodile, I was literally about to interrupt you and be like, a snake?
No, it's a legless crocodile. This exact conversation has come up before.
Yeah. Here, I'll put it in notes.
So Purser will turn to Bemi because he's like the one with all the woods knowledge here. We should help them.
All right.
You want to help them? I mean, okay, we can. It's gonna take time, but yeah, we can help them.
Pick pulls
Have
out
we
her
had a
bow.
long rest?
No, you could have had a
Okay.
short rest.
Ugh. Gross. Ugh.
And
Ugh.
it's a fly.
It's ugly.
It's just a fly. And let me put you
That
guys.
fly is in the I have to get my big boot territory.
And let me put you guys on the map. Which you guys can be various spots along here. Place yourselves however you want. I'm just going to grab a rowboat thing.
How dense is this like underbrush?
That's high grass, so it's like about waist height for the most part here. It clears out a
Okay.
little bit. You can easily see where this floods regularly. Maybe that's how this
Hmm.
thing got here. You're not sure, but from here
So
on, it turns into very, very thick jungle pretty quickly.
as we disembark the boat, Purser will manifest his cat in a small flash of silver flame.
Okay. Fair enough. And it seems like, although a few of the vultures are like kind of glaring at you and squawking at you now, they're not interested in like engaging you. They're more worried about the flies,
Hmm.
and stealing a potential meal. So right now, it's not what it's for once. It's not one of those combat immediately starts. You guys can approach this how you want to approach it.
Um. I don't know what to do.
Violence, violence.
Pick
The
is going to
Beal-
start aiming at one of the flies.
Oh, let me put pick on the. Sorry, I just realized pick's not on the.
Like,
I gotta say, vultures are relatively intelligent birds in terms of like birds. So theoretically, if we fuck up the flies, the vulture should leave.
I will do what I can to stabilize the injured person while we distract the animals.
okay.
I could just do that from here.
Trying to show up the temple.
Show up.
She legitimately
cast-
has healing word
I
prepared.
know.
I was gonna say, show up, cast healing word on the lizard folk, refuse to elaborate, leave.
Like Like she says I could revive him from here.
How badly injured does he look? Is he like missing limbs or anything?
He's not missing limbs, but he is like there's a pretty sizable chunk taken out of his one leg, and his arm probably shouldn't bend that way.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm glad I took medicine. Ugh.
And just overall, he's just like half caked in mud. Normal sized flies are buzzing around him. He's still breathing, you can tell, but he would definitely have long ago been food if not for his mysterious legless crocodile buddy. Well, and that's not entirely accurate, but useless leg crocodile. There we go. It's more judgmental. Um, but okay, so then in that case, I'll put up initiative, and it won't really be a surprise because you guys are pretty visible, but you guys, it sounds like you have a strategy.
Gadoosh. Wow.
That is amazing.
Hey, I mean, you
Like,
know what? It's plus 14. That's pretty good.
mm.
Pretty damn good considering
It, I'm just, I just don't get to go first. I just don't get. I just,
it is pretty fun. At this point, I'm not.
normally I say normally I save this for an attack roll, but on account of the session, I feel this is appropriate. Uno momento.
Yeah,
Where do
I
I
know.
put it?
Under me.
Those of you who, yeah, those of you who play in my other game know what I'm about to post.
See, one of the
Where's
baddies
that?
got a 1 on their initiative. Could be worse. And his just stays a 1, so because he's just a giant fly.
Oh, I can have the familiar appear within 30 feet of me,
Yeah,
but I don't need to do that.
but it's cool to know you could.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm not rolling great for initiative, guys. Kind of sad. Okay, that's a little better. And the last one, I think. Yeah, last one. Okay. All right. So everyone and everything, I think, is rolled in. I'm hoping. And yeah, we will start off with Mr. Nat 20 initiative. This particular fly, and it's just going to buzz forward and try and nip at the big chunk of meat that should be edible by now. Because it is a fly and it doesn't have deep thoughts. Okay, and yeah, I don't think it's going to hit it with that. We go to this. This giant vulture is pretty upset that you guys are there, so it's going to try and be intimidating. It's going to like flare its wings and try and make itself bigger and really squawk at you. So yeah, it's just going to do a display. Boy, it's not real it's not the most charismatic of creatures. All right, do the thing. There we go. I'm not gonna make you guys roll for that. I don't think anyone's intimidated by a 4. Sitalis, what do you want to do?
So is he passed out?
He is unconscious.
Okay. I'll just do a quick healing word on him.
Okay. Yeah.
Not bad.
With a deep breath, he kind of seems to come to and is like gasping for air and looking around and murmuring as loudly as he can. He sounds very hoarse. Does anyone speak Draconic?
Um.
No.
I do not.
Okay. Yeah, then in an unfamiliar, harsh language. Anything else?
No.
Okay. It's this
That'll be
vulture's
it for
turn.
actually.
Yep.
Is this difficult terrain?
No, it's just grass right now, as far as you can tell.
5, 10, 15, 20. Can I do an intimidation check?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Flies aren't really paying you much mind, but it might work on the birds.
God damn it.
Yeah, neither of you find each other all that intimidating.
Okay. Did that count as my action?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna use my action to mind link with our boy here. We
This
don't
boy?
need to share, we don't need to share a language to understand each other this way.
Okay.
I'll say we're here to help. I don't know
Yeah,
how to fight these things.
you hear like a obviously confused reply of help. Um. We're Radaka needs no help. But where am I? What's happening? He is like clearly feverish and not like he's trying to get up, but he can't really make sense of what's happening mentally. I'm just gonna put him at 1 so that I don't forget.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. And yeah, this vulture lets out like now it sounds really upset. Like really they were impatient and annoyed before, but now the thing that they knew was about dead is like moving around and making more noises again. So it's going to need to do a check to avoid just like charging because it's really frustrating. They've been waiting here a while and these damn flies keep getting in the way. Let's see, wisdom. Yeah, it's able to restrain itself, but barely. You get the feeling the vultures are like really close to just trying to grab something to make this worthwhile and go. Bemmy, what would you like to do?
Bemmy is gonna move right here, and he's gonna attack first this fly.
Okay.
Gonna give a little shoot, scoot, and boogie with. Don't click on the item. Click on the attack. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that
Skidoo. I'm
hits.
assuming a 26 hits.
Yeah, that definitely
All right.
hits.
All right.
No, that would be
No,
terrifying.
I'd be like, well, guys, it's been real. We need to leave. We need to leave.
Yeah, no, that
Um,
definitely hits. 9 piercing.
and
Okay, yeah, like that with a kind of squishy crack. Like it sounds like if you when not that you wouldn't know what hitting ice sounds like, but this sounds like I feel like Citalis and Purser and Ludger probably are all familiar with like dropping something through like the ice in a pond. Like there's a crack followed by like a splash, and that's the sound that happens as you hit this enormous fly.
Ugh.
still
Weird.
alive, I assume.
Yeah, yeah. As you like your shot goes through its exoskeleton, and there's a splash of goo. Uh,
Well, due to um, due to me being third level, and we're gonna go Dread Ambusher, I get to attack a second time because it's the first time I'm attacking.
mm-hmm.
And Pia, 12.
That does not hit.
Yeah. All right. It
It's
misses.
a near miss, but it just sticks in one of the roots in the ground. As it like it would have hit, but it's the first shot. It has amazing reflexes for a big bug. Like it's skittering half in the air at the moment, like a moment after you hit it. I feel like maybe it was starting to jump up before you hit it, but that can't be right.
Yeah. No. Yep. That's all I got for my turn.
Okay. Um, Ludger, what would you like to do?
Okay. Ludger is like channeling like you know memories when he was a younger man before he joined like the shock troops and they moved to like silent and deadly. He's going to give out a bellowing roar as he charges the vulture like yelling at the top of his lungs in an attempt to like intimidate it and make it run away. I'm going to do an intimidation check, and if the intimidation doesn't work, he will stab it with his bayonet.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that.
That's unfortunate.
Fuck, sorry, my thing freaked out here. Okay, close that.
I got a
Yeah, that
7
is
and
not.
wasn't.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Gonna
let's. Well,
gonna
no,
stab it.
I'll have it do a save. It passed the last one, but it might do better. That's a giant vulture, so this one. All right. Yeah, it's not intimidated by you. Like it
Hey,
was.
his mistake.
That definitely hits. Yeah, just stab into it. That you
I,
definitely got its attention. It squawks, sounding very upset. Notice some real
and I shoot
hostility in the air.
it with my Ketsy.
Okay, fair enough.
Damn it.
That actually hits. Okay. Yeah, it's in bad shape. And looks like it's squawking real loudly, drawing the attention of all the others. Um, yeah, it's you've definitely gained their attention.
Right.
Anything else?
That's my round.
Cool, cool.
Nope, that's it.
This one is agitated by the squawking. Going to kind of hover over here and try and nip the lizard.
Rude.
Yeah. It is. Ooh, 19. Okay. He is down again. For that's that's not quite max, but yeah, he is unconscious. You hear that through the mental link. You hear, what's going on? And as he's unconscious, as this thing like tears at his head a little bit, and yeah, it feels good about that. Now maybe it'll finally get a chance to eat. Purser, what would you like to do?
So, Purser will. I had a plan, and then I came up with a different plan. I'm not sure if it's a good plan. So, we're going to do it anyway.
It's the best kind of plan.
So,
Yep.
Purser will cast Thaumaturgy on himself to
Okay.
make his voice 3 times louder than normal for 1 minute.
I like it. I like it.
Then he's going to just run in screaming.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just like waving his sword, yelling, just making a bunch of noise.
Okay, yeah,
Most things don't like the crazy guy. It carries across species, right?
And like by animal standards, humans look like cryptids anyways. Like hairless, weirdly tall animals that like move in strange ways. Yeah, we look like cryptids. So yeah, go ahead and give me an intimidation check. I would say
Okay.
with advantage here. You're buffing it with a spell.
Intimidation. 2 or 5.
We cannot intimidate these fucking birds to save our
They don't give one shit about us.
Wow.
Um,
These
well,
are
let me
some
roll for 'em.
gangster vultures.
And I'll just
They are
end my turn
unflappable.
there. Actually, they flap quite well.
Okay. Wow. All right. So the bigger vultures look frightened of you. They got a 4. And yeah, they don't want to be near you. The smaller ones maybe aren't quite as bright, so they don't look nervous yet, but they should be. And yeah, with a 20, they are indifferent to you.
Mm. Yep. Purser just has to try very hard to not use fire for every problem after Bemi's warning the last time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of it's a bunch of grass, and it's real wet here. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it for me.
Okay, this thing is going to. Yeah, the flies are focused. They're not smart enough to really change tactics. I'm gonna flutter forward and try and nom on the crocodile. Wow. What the? All right. Yeah, these guys they're not fucking around all of a sudden. Okay. Decent roll. Yeah, it takes a good sized bite out of the croc. Let's have the croc do some stuff. Okay. Yeah, okay. That up. Croc seems ill from the filthy conditions of, a fly as it bites it. And yeah. And that's really more of a like, well, that's close enough for now. Okay, Pearl.
Okay, so Pearl is going to take the hide action
Mm-hmm.
and
Lots of
slink
hide, guys.
through the tall grass.
Okay.
It's very tall when you're just a cat.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, pretty well hidden.
And that's it for Pearl.
Okay. This giant fly's turn to buzz over and try and do the same. Oh no. Okay, yeah, that's a bit more believable. These things roll well normally. Okay, yeah, it does not hit. Pick, what would you like to do?
Um, can I take a bonus action to steady aim and then
Yeah.
pew? Okay.
Comfortably.
I'm gonna go for
This one looks like really badly hurt, but it's also clearly frightened. This one is hurt but not frightened because it's a bug and
a bug.
possesses
Yeah.
limited capabilities.
Probably. And this one looks like it does not care at all, right?
Yeah, it's squawking back at Purser as he's running at it. Like,
Okay, then I'm gonna probably shoot this guy right here.
okay, fair enough. How do you want to do it?
Right as she always does.
In the
She
head.
Yep, right in the
As
head. Picks an
as
efficient
it's
creature.
squawking, yeah, it's
It opens
like,
its mouth to scream, and the arrow just boop right through the mouth.
yeah, and the whole body jerks slightly as it slumps to the ground, like flapping in it, like body spasms as it flaps against the ground slightly. And yeah, it's very dead. Um, Anything else?
That is it. My
Okay.
movement speed is 0.
Between that, now these guys are sufficiently frightened. And yeah, based on the squawks from their big bros or whatever. Well, this one can't go yet, but this one's gonna start flopping away. Let's see its movement speed. Yeah, it's gonna fly 100 feet away. Gotta fly up to get over the treetops, but flap, flap, flap. Let's say it flies 50 feet up and then here. Yep, yep, yep. And that's its turn. This one definitely going to flee because you guys have scared it. Because it and its companion got a 4. Let's see. Yeah, that's attack things. All right. Movement's also 50. Oh, no, wait. Movement 60. Okay, so yeah, this thing can definitely 60 feet up. It's able to get off map. And this one's dead. This one's going to flutter over and nom. It does not hit. Okay. It's this one's turn again. And it's going to go over here and start trying to eat the downed guy. You know what? Yeah, it would do that. Oh no, it was bottom of the initiative order. Why does this one have a 1? It was supposed to be a turn.
You have him in the wrong spot. He's under
Is that-
me.
Oh, that's why. I was like, wait, I know he was supposed to go. The important reason for that is that his mount also went. So his mount's going to make a bite attack against this thing because It's not the brightest animal, but it's smarter than the bugs. It knows something's injured. Bite. Nom nom. Oh, nice. Okay. That is enough. Bites it in half. There we go. Now it is this giant fly's turn. He had died. Okay, I can take him off. And it is this thing's turn. Disengage. Fly away. Yeah, it's got to fly up 20 feet first and then. Here. And yeah. Satalis, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on our downed guy here.
Okay, nice. I like that.
And then as I'm running up, I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on this guy.
Fair enough.
Are they at full health?
They are, yeah.
Boo. Boo. Extra boo.
Let's do a wisdom save from the fly. Just gonna shock you, they're not terribly wise. Yeah, well, he failed, so that's one necrotic. And, yeah, he's slightly hurt. We'll say the wings wither a little bit. Anything else? Let me put a
Nope, that's it.
token on the downed boy here to show he's sanctuaried. Okay. And this thing following everyone else 50 feet up. And this way. Demi, what would you like to do?
Well, I think Bemmy's going to. Yeah, I'll cast it so I'm faster. I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike. So I'll get rid of that spell slot.
Okay.
And this is a fly, yeah? Let me
That
zoom
is
in
a
more.
fly. Yep.
Okay.
Or a very dedicated polymorph.
um, I'll move here and I'm going to shoot that fly.
Okay.
And come on, you can do it. There we go. There it is. Skadoosh.
That hits.
Okay. Skadoosh. And I get an
Okay.
additional 1d8 force on top of that.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's a good blow. Let me do, yeah, seems like he's bloodied. So yeah, your shot just kind of leaves like a shockwave with its passing, and a lot of the chitin exoskeleton cracks, and there's a burst of goo that covers the unconscious lizard folk and Citalis.
And I'm going to get up here and I'm going to just get ready to grab this lizard folk by the collar? Scales? I don't know. To drag him out from danger.
I would say you could grab him by what's he wearing? Standard D&D question there. He's got a weapon strap around his shoulder you could grab him by. That looks pretty
Okay.
tough. He's a
Okay.
big boy, but yep, you could definitely do so.
How does his pet react to that?
His pet is like not happy that Citalis and Bemi have approached, but on the other hand, they are clearly more familiar, at least in shape, than the fucking bugs that are trying to eat it. Like, it's not doing well itself. It's beached and it's dying, so it's just kind of snapping at anything that hurts it, or its like person at this point. That's
Okay.
so that kind of has saved you. Yeah, it might be normally more hostile, but it's not in a good state of mind. And yeah, anything else, baby?
Nope.
Ludger.
So, as soon as my character sheet loads, uh, okay, Ludger's going to move up and sticking far enough away that he's not within 5 feet of the giant crocodile thing.
Mhm.
He is going to 1 moment. Yeah, I'm going to 1 moment. Okay. I'm going to stab it with my bayonet.
Okay. That hits. Yeah.
Okay.
You ram the front of your crossbow into this thing.
Okay. At which point I'm then going to shoot it with my crossbow.
Okay. That also hits.
And I'm going to, is it too late to do a superiority die to add damage with a distracting strike?
I'll say no because you just got the subclass. Just try and do it beforehand from here on if you can
Okay.
remember it. I forget that shit all the time, so I'm not gonna call you out on it.
Okay. So it's going to do an additional uh, 2 damage, and it is distracted by me. And whoever, if the next ally to shoot at it has advantage.
Nice. Okay. Fair enough.
And I end my turn.
Gotcha. This one doesn't like that. So it's going to try and fly over here at least. And then, yeah, it wants to take a bite, so it's not going to disengage. It's just going to fly over here. Provoking an attack of opportunity from Citalis and Bemi if you guys want to make them.
Sure. We'll use a weapon I almost never use.
Now, I will say
Wacha.
to avoid the gotcha, remember if you attack, I believe you're.
No, it's the target.
Oh, is it just the target? Okay, I wasn't
Uh-huh.
sure because I've almost always seen it used on self. Okay, then yeah, you smishy smashy. That definitely hits.
Yeah, if the warded creature.
Fair enough.
So not
Yep,
me.
I agree. Okay, yeah, it's still alive after your smash, but it looks very badly injured. Bemi, did you want to make a attack of opportunity?
I mean, I can't do it with a bow. It has to be a melee weapon, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Well, I
You
have a
can
bow in one hand, and I got my hand, like I already said, on the other guy.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Okay. No, I just wanted to double check. All
yeah,
right.
you can kick it.
you
Falls
one d
over,
four hiya, DM. Will you allow it?
accidentally stabs the lizard folk. Fair enough. Okay, so it flies over here. It's still alive. It's going to try and take a nom on what it was hoping to be its meal. Like it's still pretty convinced of that. Okay. Oh, nice. All right. So yeah, it's this big legless crocodile is looking in really, really bad shape as it takes another nom. And yeah. Cursor, what would you like to do?
Okay. This is an odd question. Is the legless crocodile wearing any armor?
It is not. It's not as odd as you'd think, but it doesn't seem to be wearing any.
Okay.
You can see what looks like straps from like maybe a harness at one point, but
hmm
no actual armor.
So Purser will move to here, and I will hold an action to cast Mage Armor on the legless crocodile once Pearl is within range to do so.
Oh, I like it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. This one, they do have enough self-preservation. It's got an issue right here. It's going to attack Ludger plus the whole, thing that's going on. Battle Master. All right, bite. 18 to hit Ludger.
What was that?
18 to hit Ludger.
Let me check my new armor.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, if it beats, it beats. So that's
Okay.
a hit.
9 piercing. Good damage there. And I need a con saving throw from you, Ludger. Actually, wait a second here.
Is this
I don't
poison or
need
is
it.
this disease?
I you don't have to make it. You're good. Never mind that.
I was about to say, if it's disease, yeah.
Yeah, it's it's they breed strong folk in Karnath, so you're fine.
Yep.
Uh, Pearl.
Stifled paladin grumbles.
Sam. Pearl will continue slinking her way through the tall grass and tap a paw on the big crocodile thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's 13 plus its dex. Let's see what its dex is. Hey, it's
Maybe
still
when
an
Percer
improvement.
grows up and gets a big bushy mustache like me, he'll be as hardy as I am.
Yeah, that's clearly what'll happen. Yeah,
And then
so there's
Pearl
like
will
there's a
move back a little
shimmer.
bit.
There's a shimmer as like magical plating kind of appears around it. And yeah,
Mhm.
good job, Pearl.
Yeah, meow.
All right. All right.
That is being whispered.
Well, I see it.
Yeah, I know. I want everyone to be able to see it,
I gotcha.
including myself.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to turn it off. Just
Yeah,
you got
I
it.
did it for the horse, but not for the cat.
Okay.
There we
This
go.
fly will. Yeah, nothing's attacked it yet. It doesn't have to worry. It's going to try and attack the legless crocodile.
If it factors into your decision, Pearl is no longer hidden.
It would if she was near. These things don't make complex decisions. Okay, it doesn't hit anyways. They're big bugs. All right. No offense, but pick it.
Hey, I'm not a big bug, so it's
Yeah, that's
fine.
true. That's true. They are actually bigger than you.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying the hell back here.
Hey.
And I'm going to do another bonus action to give myself the advantage on my current turn, but I can't move.
Okay.
And then
And don't forget
I
to
will
turn on
shoot.
sneak attack before you fire, just because you do have it when you give yourself advantage. So,
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, if you want to move, this guy right here, the next attack any of my allies make against it has advantage.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Ooh, then I will move up a little bit, and then I
There you
will
go.
just take that. And
Flutter
get
above the high grass, fire, drop back down.
Yep. And then if it's going to die, I don't know how this Whales of the Dead thing works.
So whenever you deal sneak attack, you can do Wails of the Dead to do more sneak attack damage to an additional target within 30 feet of the first.
Oh,
Okay.
that's pretty neat.
It is, yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
going
So go ahead
to.
and do use attack.
Pew!
22 definitely hits. 7 piercing. It's still barely alive.
These are some fucking tanky flies.
But there was no sneak attack on that, so you might want to.
Yeah, I don't. I
Yeah,
checked
you can
the
hit
thing
this.
next to it.
Oh, if you checked it, it should have added.
Let me see here. The thing. A sneak attack was added.
Well, there.
Yeah.
I'll just click it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. Yep, that's enough. That finishes it off. However you want. I assume headshot.
Yep.
Yeah. That would trigger Whales of the Dead if you want to activate it.
Yep. I'll grab that guy right there, and then I just
Okay.
apply the. Let's see.
So you have a button there that says Wails of the Dead that has the damage. It's half of your sneak attack dice.
That's sad.
Oh,
but
nice.
there we go.
I mean, it's better than the raw sneak, so that's pretty good. Oh, is it just the one or is it the 6? Oh, I get
It's
it.
the
It
one.
applied the 6 to the whales. Okay, my bad. So it's just the one. Well, it's still
Yeah.
an injured thing now because it was previously uninjured. All right. And anything else?
That is all.
Be good. We'll go to this guy's turn. Believe he's fleeing with all his buzzardy, vulturey might. Okay, stop that. Do the thing.
Which isn't much. Vultures aren't very strong.
No. All right. This giant fly just got attacked, but it knows what it's about, so it's gonna keep trying to eat that giant that glorious pile of meat that's almost like it's edible now. It just hasn't putrefied nicely. God damn. Okay, an 8. They were rolling like fire initially. All right. And this guy's turn. This thing, he is down. We'll give him. Nobody stabilized him. I'll have him do 1 death saving throw. How's that? It seems fair. Normally NPCs don't get them, but well, we'll say NPCs can have 1 death saving throw. All right. If they're named NPC, good and bad, they can do death saving throws. All right. Okay, he passes. He's sort of stable at the moment. And his mount is going to nom at this thing. And 19 to hit for 11 piercing. Okay. Yeah. You completely bites that one in half. Hilarious overkill. And this thing flies off screen. It's scared. It's badly hurt. It wants nothing to do with any of you meanies. Satalis, what'd you like to do?
Oh, cast Spare the Dying on our boy here.
On this boy?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yep. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
Okay. Off screen. If any of you guys want to shoot, I'd say some of them are still in range for longer shots. Bemmy.
Slinging the bow, grabbing 2 hands on this guy, and I'm gonna try to pull him away 30 feet because my speed
Okay.
is halved.
Okay, yeah. By all means, you can drag him bumping along wherever you would like. He's a heavy boy, but through the power of magic, you're able to drag him along.
30, so I guess he'd be here.
Okay.
So Purser will yell out in a booming voice, Get him back to the boat!
I will
Yeah.
say at that there is like a beady, panicked look from his mount, who looks pretty upset now. But yeah, you've taken away his person. Surely we'll have no
Okay.
negative repercussions.
After that, would the action that'd be an action dragging him away, right?
I would say object interaction. He's
Well, it's just part of
Okay.
your move, but if you
Yeah,
moved
just part of
30
your
feet,
move.
it was your action to dash.
Well, he has the
Oh, I had
strike
Zephyr
thing on.
Strike on.
Yeah, so he's
Oh,
speed
yeah.
boy. Yep.
Yep.
That'll do it.
So
Okay,
yeah, you
and
have an
then-
action still.
Okay, then I'll expend a spell slot and I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, then he is healed by that much.
We have a lot of healers in this party.
It just seemed silly not to take it. I'm looking at all the other things and I'm like, yeah, people die. I'm fast. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, no, it's you're never gonna regret having some emergency healing.
There you go.
All right.
Gets 5 points.
Yeah, he wakes up, still looking really confused and mumbling something in a language you don't understand, Bemmy. Like weakly tries to move, but his weight's doing more pulling than he is.
That's okay. This galaxy almost naked. I don't know, man.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, what do you want to do?
Just sit there and be like, it's okay, buddy. We're gonna take care of you. Can you yell at your friend, please? Stop. Get away.
Not eat our faces.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Let's hear what you like to do.
Bonus points for when the legless crocodile tries to reunite with its master and completely bulldozes the cat.
Oh, oh.
Anyways, Ludger is going to move up into position and attack the fly.
Okay.
And you know what? He's going to do his superiority die on the first attack that hits.
Okay.
He gets it back on a short rest. He can afford to lose him.
That's fair.
Okay. Let's see. 15.
That actually hits. Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
5 piercing plus and he's gonna stab it with a bayonet.
Fair enough.
16.
That
Actually,
also hits.
14.
Yep.
It's
Still
14.
hits. Yeah.
Okay.
Still hits.
Let me add superiority die.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it
9.
tracks. 9 total. And
Not
next
bad.
attack against it has advantage. And I end my turn.
Does it have to make a save there, or is that just a?
I can post it.
I believe you. I'm unfamiliar with Battlemaster maneuvers. So.
Just I can strike.
Nice. Okay, cool. There's no save. I like it. All right. Then in that case, we will go to this one. It's dead, so that's a quick turn. Purser, what'd you like to do?
Purser will.
This thing is looking
Let's
barely
see, 1,
alive,
2,
but
3,
also very angry.
6. So Purser will carefully stepping around its reach because he is, nervous about that.
Hey.
Move over to here.
Yeah, that's.
And he will then cast Aid on the legless crocodile,
Okay.
himself, and Pearl.
Okay. So nice.
So it'll gain an additional 5 hit points.
It needs though. Let's do more than
It
double his hit
does.
points. Okay. Anything else?
That will be it.
Okay. It's this thing's turn. It's dead. It's Pearl's turn.
Pearl will move over here.
Fair enough.
And that'll be it.
Okay. This thing.
Pearl is a
And
cat of deep strategy.
yeah, I mean, not really a cat. So, all right, this thing doesn't. They've been wailing on this thing for a while, and you're doing all kinds of things, and you're like smaller. So maybe it'll. Yeah, you know what? It'll try and bite you. Just for funsies. Does a 7 hit? Say it doesn't. All right, pick. What would you like to do?
I'm going to take the. My goodness. Steady aim. As my bonus, I won't move. We'll shoot that guy.
Okay. 19 hits. And how do you want to do it?
Straight through the face again. And
Okay,
then
yeah. Squish splash.
she is all about the efficiency of headshots. And then
Yeah.
how often can I use the Whisper Wails from the grave?
I think it's a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per
bonus.
long rest.
Okay. And so I
Nice.
have I can do it one more time.
Yep. There is one more left.
Yeah, we'll pass it on over.
So later on, once you gain the ability to collect soul trinkets, you can expend them to use it again.
Okay.
It is a fun
Yay.
subclass. I actually like it. It's kind of neat.
Mhm.
Soul Trinkets is
It's not like
very-
grotesquely overpowered, but it's thematically appropriate. I like it. And
Soul
yeah,
Trinkets is terrifying sounding.
it is a pretty cool ability. Yeah.
She is
Very-
very spoopy, but she's not very spoopy in personality.
Yeah, that's actually both of the natives are kind of reflections of the environment, which is pretty funny. Like they're friendly, but they're also like they would shop at Hot Topic just because it's the only store in town. All
Yep.
right.
I mean, being fair, Purser is also a function of his environment too. Like he's
Yeah.
religiously oppressive,
Yeah, that's true.
but a good person.
Yeah. I mean, all right. All right. This guy, this thing's turn, but it's very dead. It's his turn. He's gonna stand up, like wobbling and looking around, trying to get his wits about him. Satalis, do you still have your connection with him?
Uh huh.
Okay. Then he's just like, will say more and seeing in comprehension kind of like really. He doesn't narrow his eyes, but he tilts his head and looks very intently at you with one eye, and you hear what is it? Help my mount.
Okay.
And then he is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to run up here and do stuff. Let me open up his sheet.
All right, let's
Do
get to the boat.
stuff.
Where are you going?
Yeah, he gets a running start and recklessly hurls his javelin at the fly and hits for a decent blow. And this is pretty impressive because like part of why he had to get running is his one arm isn't working very well. So his one leg is not working and his one arm isn't working, so he had to use his offhand. He runs up, like gets one of those little hop that discus throwers do. He basically does that and whips the I don't know why that thing died, but and whips the javelin at it and impales it, and it looks in terrible shape. And now that he's next to it again, it seems to look less panicked and will try and make a snap at the fly as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, it bites it in half, and you guys, unless this fella attacks you, are out of combat. And I'd say that's a good point to end it, given that we're coming up on the top of the hour. Yeah. So I hope everybody had fun.
Yeah.
That was, like I said, a little shorter the session this time, but I did want to. The every week thing I think really helps in keeping everybody able to remember what the hell's going on. So I know it does for me. So
I like it and I
yeah,
prefer it. I just was
yeah.
like, I knew I'd mentioned it a long while ago when they first announced that this would
No,
be the
and
season finale, and I was like, I want to
feel
do
free
both,
to
but I can't do
re-announce
both.
things. Yeah, because I do forget. Like re-announcing is never a bad thing. Because I especially if you told me the first time, I do try to abide by that. So yeah, does anybody have anything before we go, or issues, things they want to see more of, things they want to see less of, deep dark secrets, things like
No,
that?
I'm good. Right now,
Mercer
I'm
isn't a
fine.
spy.
Right.
We don't believe
Okay.
you.
We knew that. We knew that though. He said that before.
Yeah.
He said that right as he was explaining how he's like really open-minded and wants to find out what their weird, strange heathen ways are. So, good to know. And I will hear from you all at various points in the future. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Great
bye.
Thanks,
session.
guys. Good to
Take it
see
easy,
you.
guys.